Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating system from the book Zazen. It's all about how you transmit deep spiritual wisdom across thousands of years. It's this incredible mix of a down-to-earth strategy and a kind of spiritual insurance policy, all designed to solve one massive problem.
So, let's just start with the main challenge. Think about it. You've got this profound teaching, the Dharma, something that can literally lead to liberation. How on earth do you make sure it survives everything? All the wars, the collapsing empires, the shifting cultures? Yeah, just writing a book and hoping for the best? That's not going to cut it. You need a real, robust plan.
And the plan that's laid out in our source material? Well, it starts with this highly organized, four-part strategy for how to actually interact with the world. You can almost think of it as a blueprint for spiritual influence.
So here they are, the 4 essential pillars. And these are not just random jobs, okay? They're presented as these crucial strategic departments, and each one has a vital role to play for the mission's long-term success. Let's break them down one by one.
Okay, so first up, and this is the big one, meditation. The text makes it super clear that this is the absolute core of the whole thing. It's the engine of liberation. Bodhisattvas who go down this path, like Mahakashyapa, who was the first patriarch of Zen, they become masters of the inner world, and they can guide others through it. But, just sitting and meditating isn't the whole picture. You also need people who can actually explain this stuff. You need intellectuals and teachers who can take these profound internal experiences and translate them into ideas that people can actually grasp. So meditation and teaching have to go hand in hand.
But for any of these big ideas to really stick, you need a stable society, right? Which brings us to the third pillar, governance. According to the text, bodhisattvas don't just stay in monasteries. They strategically reincarnate as kings, as prime ministers, as generals, all to create the kind of peaceful, stable conditions where spiritual teachings can actually spread and grow. Now, this is where the strategy gets really interesting. And get this, these leaders are not your gentle, passive saints, not at all. They're described as pragmatists, they're skilled in using power, and they can be ruthless to achieve that stability. The text even throws in this fascinating little detail. One of the telltale signs of these bodhisattva emperors is that they have very little lust, and as a result, far fewer concubines.
And finally, we get to the fourth pillar, commerce. All of this, building temples, supporting teachers, spreading the word, it costs a ton of money, right? So bodhisattvas also reincarnate as savvy merchants and business people to generate the wealth that's needed to bankroll the entire mission.
Okay, so that's the big picture worldly strategy, a four-pronged attack, if you will, to engage with society. But there's a huge flaw, a kind of Achilles heel built right into the very people carrying out the mission. So let's look at the ingenious spiritual solution that's designed to protect them. And here it is, the fundamental problem. Reincarnation gives you amnesia, total amnesia. You forget everything, your past lives, your hard-won skills, your grand cosmic mission, it's all just gone. So how in the world do you get back on track without wasting lifetimes just wandering around in the dark? So what's the solution? It's something the text calls the partnership system, and this is absolutely genius. It's the ultimate spiritual failsafe. The core idea is simple. No bodhisattva goes it alone. Every single one of them operates as part of a pair. It's an insurance policy against getting lost.
And we have to be really clear here. This is not like any relationship we know on Earth. The text stresses it's not like a marriage or being a twin. This is a connection that happens at the level of consciousness itself. It's a bond of absolute, unspoken trust that pulls these two beings together like magnets, lifetime after lifetime across different realms.
Okay, so how does this partnership actually work in practice? How does it guide a reincarnated bodhisattva who has zero memory of who they are or what they're supposed to be doing?
It's actually a pretty brilliant setup. One partner stays behind in a higher realm, kind of like a mission controller. The other one gets reborn on Earth, completely fresh, no memories. The partner in the higher realm sends this constant stream of subconscious, intuitive guidance, whispers about karma, nudges toward the right mantras, feelings about meditation. This keeps the one on Earth on a kind of spiritual expressway, so they don't take a bunch of wrong turns before their memory finally kicks in.
And get this, it's not a one-way street. Once the bodhisattva on Earth finishes their job and passes on, they switch places. They go back to the bodhisattva realm and become the guide, and their partner gets to take a turn reincarnating. It's this amazing, perpetual cycle of give and take, making sure the work is always getting done.
All right, let's put it all together now. Let's look at the complete picture to see just how incredibly tough and resilient this whole structure is designed to be.
So here's the bottom line. You've got these two systems working together perfectly. The 4 occupations, that's your external strategy, how you operate out in the world. And the partnership system, that's your internal support, designed to protect the bodhisattvas from all the dangers and memory loss that come with reincarnation. Now this system is amazing, but it's not foolproof. The text makes a really important point. Free will is still a thing. If a reincarnated bodhisattva just ignores that intuitive guidance from their partner, or if they act recklessly, they can absolutely still mess up and fall into misfortune. There are even contingency plans for a rescue, but the risk is always real.
And this leads us to a pretty stark warning from the text. The message is that trying to play the game alone, trying to navigate this incredibly complex path by yourself, is just way too dangerous. So the core insight here is that engaging with the world effectively requires a smart, multi-layered strategy, and making real spiritual progress requires an unbreakable support system. It leaves us with a really provocative question. What does this intense focus on partnership tell us about the fundamental nature of the spiritual path itself?